Hi there, this is H. Victoria Hugger Atkerson, and I'm an author and a writer. I do historical romance, and love to talk about interpersonal relationships, and I write about love, romance, sexual relationships because I think that's very important. You can't separate it out from anything we do because that's a part of who we are. Now, it's a special day coming up, which is the anniversary of the Martin Luther King I Had a Dream speech. And for me, it's a very special time because I had the privilege of meeting the man. And one of the things that impressed me, or I should say, it surprised me, how short he was. it was uh, it was just interesting and amazing that this person who had so much power, so much intelligence, so much of everything that we think of an ideal person would have, and a leader of his people. But he was short, and I could not help but think about um, to say the Napoleon complex. How do you say mighty men are very short? I had to write about that one day because I think it was really very revealing. Um, Amazing person. He was very gracious to me, and a friend of mine, we met him in a restaurant with Rev, uh, Reverend Abernathy and a lot of other supporters who were following him around, a part of his entourage, I should say. But it was a wonderful uh, day and a moment for me because he challenged me. He said, when you get to where you're going, be sure to take someone along with you. Go, reach back and always find a brother or sister that you can bring up to the next level and bring it up to your level, bring them up to the world's level. We have to do that for each one of us, and we'll all get there when we do that. I thought that man was really wonderful and smart and insightful. And he took a very personal interest. What school did you go to? You know, what part of town did you live in? Things like that, which I thought was really cool. And I remember marching with him many times in Atlanta, Georgia. Whenever you heard he was in town, we all fell into line from the Atlanta University Center. We would just, the crowd would come from Morehouse and different places. And by the time they got to Morris Brown, where I was going at the time, we had a bridge that crossed then at Hunter Street. And by the time they got there, the crowd was full size. It was really great. And I think I talked about that somewhere else because I remember seeing my brothers and sisters in that same march. So it was really cool to see them there and I know that we were all headed in the same direction for the same reasons. It was fantastic. Many times, my mother cautioned us and told us, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that, because she was afraid for us. But we were on a mission. We all were there. And I think it was really cool. It was really cool just to walk in a mass people, a huge crowd of people, and you can pick out your brother and your sister, your two brothers, your one sister. You know, it was just amazing because it was Lewis Bartlett. Lewis is the one who does the artwork. Bartlett is the brains of the family. He was always smart at accounting and everything. And Odessa knows everything. She's my youngest sister, but she knows everything. But we were all there, and I think it was uh, what a contribution and what a family to have so many people who were civic minded and conscious and a part of being uh, a civil rights worker because during that time it was not easy. It's comparable to what we're going to now, where people were being killed, people were being hung just for seeking equal rights for themselves and their families. Sadness. It's sadness that we have to celebrate during that time because even today it's very sad that we have to celebrate the lives of all these people that we've lost who were killed for no reason. And this is in 2016 and 17, 15, 16, 17, when it has been the most harsh on all of us. But we have to thank people like Martin Luther King and Reverend Abernathy and Byron Rustin, Stokely Carmichael, whom, by the way, I met him also, which is very, very interesting. Uh, it was an exciting time to be in Atlanta, and it's a great time to sit here and to remember that time. But it's even more wonderful when I can share those times with young people I meet today, because for them, they have no idea what it was like back then. So, in my thirst to make sure that our people realize the power they have within them historically, one of the things I enjoy doing is talking to young people. I spend every summer doing a summer camp and also teaching at our local library. And I teach about American history, American destiny, the American traditions and the heritage, the rich, rich heritage that we have. So it's amazing. So as we come up on the Martin Luther King celebration of that wonderful "I Had a Dream" speech, let's keep it in mind. Let's pass it on. Let's do as he said, bring someone along with you, lift someone up. So I think you can honor him in that way, and I think he'll be looking down on us and being very proud of what we're doing today. Standing by, standing up, and supporting each other, and not to be afraid of what's coming, but to insist non-violently to make sure we're part of the continuing struggle for equal rights in this country. So, in being a writer, I did memorialize that time with some of the characters in my book, which is Walking Among the Kudzu. A portion of this book is dedicated to that era where people were seeking equal rights and they were going on a march to Washington. So I put that in the book. And that's, if those of you who are thinking about writing, that's some of the things that you can do, like include those precious moments of your life that you see, that you see as pivoting in your life. So you can write about those times and make it special for yourself and then also the reader. And because once you write a book, it belongs to the world. So you have to release it and hope somebody else will get that fire that you started. So when we do celebrate his birthday, I believe it's on the 28th, not his birthday, his anniversary of that wonderful moving speech, I Had a Dream, be sure to think of the ways you can help someone else and lift them up so that they can also take advantage of the privileges of this country. Many times we're held back, but we don't have to be held back. We don't have to sit back and let other people do things to us that are unjust. And one of the things that I continually try to impress upon people, we must not allow these large businesses and privately owned prisons to trap our children there and keep them there for ages and ages. We cannot allow that happening, but it is happening. They're closing down schools and building prison, and the majority of the people in those prisons are our children. They're dark, brown, red children, yellow children, whatever, but just to make sure that we stop the cycle, and we have to do something about that. They cannot continue to incarcerate our children because it's something that we just cannot tolerate. So, be active, go to these places. If you have a youth study center in your area, they call it youth study center in Philadelphia, but if they have something in your area where they're locking children up behind bars, please get involved. Please. It's very important. Now, one of the things I wanted to do was to remind you to celebrate with friends the Martin Luther King I Had a Dream speech, and do that And just don't forget, because something we cannot forget. Listen to his speech, and then imagine what you can do for someone else. I would love it if you take a look at this book. It was written during that time period. So if you want to get an idea of what it was like to be a civil rights worker during that time, you can get it in this one, Walking Among the Kudzu. And I think you're going to like it. It's a very interesting uh, novel about families and family values. It's also about family rejections and how we have to really find our own families, which may not be the biological family that you were given at birth. So sometimes that family is a bunch of strangers you may not have known. So get this book. It's going to be great. And remember that I Have a Dream speech. Take your time, listen to it, and figure out for yourselves how you can impact the lives of someone else, especially our young people. We have to arm them in order for them to survive and let them know that we care for them, we treasure them, and we love them. So do that for me, okay? Now, before you go, would you like this channel and tell people about it? Also, subscribe to my channel because you will become a member of my electronic family, and hopefully it'll be a long-lasting relationship. So you take care and God bless.